is by the true analysis of falsehoods that we are able to destroy them, just as the physician must understand the disease of his patient if he is to choose the fitting remedy. Now therefore will I make yet more clear unto thee the value of thy dreams and fantasies and gestures of thine unconscious body and mind as symptoms of thy particular will, and show thee how thou mayst come to their interpretation. On the silent will, de voluntate tacita. All disturbances, O my son, are variations from equilibrium, and just as thy conscious thoughts, words, and acts are effects of the displacement of the conscious will, so is it in the unconscious. For the most part, therefore, all dreams, fantasies, and gestures represent that will subliminal. And if the physical part of that will be unsatisfied, its utterance will predominate in all these automatic expressions. Do thou then note what modifications thereof follow such changes in the conscious foundation of that part of thine will, as thou mayst make in thy experiments therewith, and thus separate, as saith Trismegistus, the fine from the coarse, fire from earth, or as we may say, assign each effect to its true cause. Seek then to perfect a conscious satisfaction of every part of this will, so that the unconscious disturbances be at last brought to silence. Then will the residuum be as it were an elixir clarified and perfected, a true symbol of that other hidden will which is the vector of thy magical self. Vector? Aleister Crowley must have known mathematics. De formula summa, on the supreme formula. Learn moreover that thyself includeth the whole universe of thy knowledge, so that every increase upon every plane is an aggrandizement of that self. Yet the greater part of this universe is common knowledge, so that thyself is interwoven with other selves, save for that part peculiar to thyself. And as thou growest, so also this peculiar part is ever of less proportion to the whole, until when thou becomest infinite, it is a quantity infinitesimal and to be neglected. Lo, when the all is absorbed within the I, it is as if the I were absorbed within the all. For if two things become wholly and indissolubly one thing, there is no more reason for names, since names are given to mark off one thing from another, and this is that which is written in the book of the law. Let there be no difference made among you between any one thing and any other thing, for thereby there cometh hurt. But whoso availeth in this, let him be the chief of all. On the way of inertia, de vae inertiae. Of the way of the Tao I have already written to thee, O my son, but I must further instruct thee in this doctrine of doing everything by doing nothing. I will first have thee to understand that the universe, being as above, said in expression of zero, under the figure of the dyad, its tendency is continually to release itself from that strain by the marriage of opposites whenever they are brought into contact. Thus, thy true nature is a will to zero, or an inertia of doing nothing, and the way of doing nothing is to oppose no obstacle to the free function of that true nature. Consider the electrical charge of a cloud, whose will is to discharge itself in earth, and so to release the strain of its potential. Do this by free conduction. There is silence and darkness. Oppose it. There is heat and light, and the rending asunder of that which will not permit free passage to the current. On the way of freedom, Devae